Hello there, I'm Richard Osman and welcome to the House of Games. Each week I'm joined by 4 famous faces. We play a series of rounds and at the end of the week one of them walks away with this quite literally magnificent trophy. Shall we meet this week's contestants? They are Anita Rani, Chris Ramsey, Janet Ellis and Jamie Theakston. Hello everyone.
Hi.
Welcome along.
It's good to
It's
be
exciting, Anita, isn't it?
Well, I'm slightly nervous, actually.
No, you're not. You're bang up for it. I know you are. Now, you're playing against these other 3 for the whole week.
Yeah.
Who's the big competitor here, do you think?
Theakston
Did
at the
you
end
fear?
there.
Theakston
Big Theakston at the end.
Look at him there.
He wants to take us all down secretly. He's going to play
Not
the kind
secretly. I'm making no bones about this.
Chris Ramsey,
Hi.
welcome along. How are you?
I'm great. I'm bang up for it.
Now, you have no idea what any of the games are going to be, what any of the quizzes are going to be.
No.
Any areas you're good at?
I'm really good at passing questions I don't know the answer to. Like, I'm unbelievably
Oh,
good at
man, you're going to have a great week. Janet Ellis, how lovely to have you here.
Nice to be here, I think.
At the end of the week, you could be walking away with this, let's call it an extraordinary trophy. But every day also we play for daily prizes and we have some spectacular things to give away. Shall we have a look at today's daily prizes?
Yes,
The
please.
winner of today will be walking away with one of these.
Oh,
There is a House of Games cushion. There's a House of Games pasta maker. House of Games dressing gown. There's a House of Games scented candle there, Fico. Janet, which one of those do you have your eye on? Imagine your very own House of Games pasta maker.
Well, exactly, and wearing the dressing gown at the same time. It would
Oh, you're not
just
having
be...
both. Hey, whoa, 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 Janet, you're not having both.
I want them all. Is that a
Come on.
dartboard?
Yes, it's a House of Games dartboard.
Yes.
Are
That's
these
what I
just
want.
stuff that you had lying around your house?
What, that I had lying around my house?
Yeah.
Anything with my face on, yeah. Last but not least, Mr. Jamie Theakston, what are your tactics for this week? How are you going to best these 3?
Technically, I haven't got a strategy, as it were, but I'm just happy to be here in your House of Games.
Do you like the feature wall I have here, which is a TV crew?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that in their living room, for very good reason, might I add. Are we ready to play the first round on the first day of House of Games?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
OK, every time I press this button, a new round will come up. Good luck to you all. Let's see what today's first round is. Rhyme time. I'm going to ask you 2 questions at a time. The answer to those questions rhyme with each other. That's all you need to know. Fingers on buzzers, everybody. Let's see where the early form lies. Here are your first questions. Major tourist attraction that forms part of the border between the USA and Canada. Former government minister who came 6th on Strictly Come Dancing in 2016. Jamie Theakston.
Niagara Falls and Ed Balls.
Is the correct answer. You see how simple it is? You see how simple it is, Chris Ramsey? That could have been you.
Thanks, man.
Imagine. Here's your second one. British gold medal winning hurdler at the 1992 Olympics. Major Anglo-French engineering project begun in 1987 and completed in 1994. That is Janet Ellis.
Well, I think it's Sally Gunnell and the Channel Tunnel.
You are absolutely right. Well played. Sally Gunnell and the Channel Tunnel. The next one is a picture followed by a piece of music. What is the rhyme here? Who is that? And what is this?
When she was just a girl, she expected the world.
That is Mr. Chris Ramsey. Welcome to the show.
That's Sam Allardyce in Paradise.
Is the correct answer. Come on! In that. Look at that.
Thanks, guys. It's been awesome.
Here's your next question. 48th Vice President of the United States, star of the TV show Pineapple Dance Studios.
What's his name?
Oh,
Jamie Theakston.
Louis Spence
Yes.
and Michael Pence.
It's a very good answer, Jamie Theakston. Point to you. Well played. Mike Pence and Louis Spence. The next one, I'm going to show you 2 pictures. What are these pictures of? Who is that? And what is this? That is Chris Ramsey.
Is that Anne Boleyn and a mandolin?
Yes, it is. Very well played, Chris Ramsey. Here's your next question. Italian city famous for its tilting bell tower. Winner of the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize.
I know it.
Anita Rani.
Leaning Tower of Pisa and Mother Teresa.
Is the right answer.
Okay.
The next one is another picture and a piece of music. Who is that? And what is this?
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark.
Chris Ramsey
Meryl Streep, Rolling in the Deep.
is the right answer. You're really annoying Theakston very early on.
Really?
With your buzzer.
That's great.
You've slightly got him rattled. It's nice to see.
See, I'm not even looking at him, I'm playing my game. Can't even see him.
Let's have one last question in this round. Highest mountain in England. 2012 film starring Channing Tatum in the title role.
Ooh.
That is Jamie Theakston.
Scarfell Pike and Magic Mike.
Of course it is. Jamie, well played. Very nicely done.
Yes.
That is the end of round one. Shall we take a little look at the scores for the first time?
Just carefully.
We'll carefully look at the scores, Janet. Anita and Janet, both with 1. Jamie
with 3.
Theakston and Chris Ramsey, both with 3.
This
one.
Shall we play another one? Or
Yes.
shall we leave it there?
No.
It's going to be quite disappointing if we leave it there. Let's play another one. Distinctly average. Distinctly average is a pairs game. As always in the pairs game, the person in last place gets to choose their partner. Janet, you are tied last, but I think I will ask you. Usually the advice is go with the cleverest person.
Maybe the person who made you a cup of tea in the green room.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You teaming up with Chris
I'm
Ramsey?
teaming up, Chris. Yeah.
Oh, really? I was telling you to go with
Oh,
Jamie.
that's
wow.
nice. Chris and Jamie, if you swap places,
Yep.
and we'll play
Told you I'd end up in the edge chair.
Because why not?
Janet and Chris, and Jamie and Anita
All right,
are going to be playing distinctly average.
let's do this.
You've all got tablets by the side of you there. If you take those out, you're really going to rely on your partner in this round. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I need you all to write down your answer on your tablet. But in the pairs, we will then take the average of your answers. No conferring. Here is your first question. According to the Tea Advisory Panel, not a real job, the UK... well, I mean, really. The UK drinks how many cups of tea each day? That's a hard one. Has everyone written an answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
OK, let's find out what your averages are. Anita, how many cups of tea are drunk in the UK each day?
I would say 120 million.
120 million. That's kind of 2 each, isn't it? There's like 60
Yeah,
million
couple
of
each.
us.
Some people would drink a lot more than that. I do, so.
Jamie Theakston doesn't look happy with 120 million.
Sorry, Jamie.
Well, there's quite a big disparity between
Okay.
the two of us.
That is 11 million.
127,492.
Excellent. That's really helpful when we're working out the averages.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anita's got 120 million. You've got 11 million.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at your average. Your average is 65,563,746. Janet Ellis, what have you gone
Yes,
for?
the Tea Advisory Panel will think their work is cut out then with my answer. I've written 6 million.
6 million.
Yeah, that is the true fact.
Chris Ramsey,
I wrote 50 mil.
50 mil.
Like it's a number I deal with regularly.
50 mil. So let's take a look at your average. 28 million.
Okay.
When you said 120 million, I thought that sounded about right, and everyone's gone much, much lower
I
than
know,
you.
it's making me feel nervous.
Let's take a look. Who is closer? How many cups of tea are drunk in Britain each day? 165 million.
Wow.
The point goes to Anita and Jamie.
Don't be silly.
I meant to
Entirely thanks to Anita Rani, that
Yeah.
one as well. Here is your next question. According to Wimbledon's official website, how many tennis balls are used each year during the championships period? I'm going to have a little think about this one. This is
golly.
hard, I think.
Tough one.
This
Yes.
is hard. Has everyone written down an answer?
No.
Yeah.
Have you written down an answer at home? Are you confident? Have you got one, Janet?
Yes.
I would say somewhere around the 9,000 mark, something like that. Anita, what have you gone for?
Well, I thought 10,000, and I thought, is that too many? So I've kind of split the difference. I've just gone 7,500 balls.
That sounds convincing, Jamie, to me.
That sounds very
Well, I
good.
think we
I
might
don't-
have dovetailed quite nicely.
Oh, really?
Okay, what have you gone for?
Because I've gone for 12,000.
Okay.
Okay.
So that brings us
yeah,
around
yeah,
about
the
which
average is
is-
not crazy. That's better than last time. Let's take a look at your average.
There, oh, hello.
Okay, okay, good.
9,750.
I'm happy with that.
I
That
was
sounds
thinking
nice.
10,000 first, so yeah, we'll
That
stick
sounds
with that.
good.
Right.
That sounds good. Janet, are you happy with your answer?
Oh, I'm having fun. 165,000.
165,000.
Such a busy time.
And it is a busy. That's a lot of balls. Chris, are you thinking the same as?
Oh.
I thought the same as you guys.
Yeah.
Not that it's right, not to say that's right.
If you've got this, Janet, you're a genius. 165,000. Should we take a look at your average? It's going to be a little bit higher than Anita and Jamie's, I think. 87,500 is your
They
average.
use a lot of balls.
They do use a lot of balls. Let's take a look. How many balls are used each year during the championships at Wimbledon? Point goes to Chris and Janet
Amazing.
purely because of Janet Ellis. Very,
Well
very
done.
impressive.
Counting.
Goodness gracious me. That is a lot of balls.
That is a lot of balls.
Here is your final question for this round. On the 4th of July 2017, Joey Chestnut won an international hot dog eating contest for the 10th time by eating how many hot dogs in 10 minutes? Hot dog and bun. Well, I wonder what Chris Ramsey's method is. Look at this.
I'm literally
He's doing something in his
pretending
head.
to eat a hot dog.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm waiting for 10 minutes and seeing how many you ate.
go hard or go home.
Yes.
Everybody written something? Janet Ellis, what have you said?
25.
In 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I could probably do that now.
No.
I think that's a little low.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it is. You went so high last time and it worked.
Yes.
I thought I'd went high, but your reaction there, yeah, I've gone 50.
50,
what?
okay.
I just thought it probably doesn't take long to eat a hot dog, and I know that they just throw them in when they're competitive eating, but I just thought by 7 minutes,
That's
it's
5
probably
a
like
minute.
stuffing a mattress.
So let's take a look at your average. 37.5, you're saying. Anita Rani.
Okay,
Where
I've
are you on
gone
this?
totally the other end of
You've
the
gone big.
scale because I was thinking without bread, it's about the average, isn't it? So I've gone 1,000 dogs.
That would be 100 a minute, which would be
Yeah, you know, if you can get.
something like 1.75 a second. Jamie, have you gone
forgot about the
lower or
bread
higher than
element.
1,000?
I've gone slightly lower. I've gone for 117.
117, says Jamie. Let's take a look at your average. 558.5 is your average.
He's the
550.
international hot
Yeah.
dog. He won the this is the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's human.
Yeah.
Can I just say, if it is 1,000,
Yes.
we're gonna have to have a quick break after this so I can go and watch it.
Yeah,
Please.
I want to see that.
Yeah,
Now,
all of it.
how many hot dogs did Joey Chestnut eat in 10 minutes? Let's take a look. Is it 1,000? 72. 72. Chris and Janet, you get the point there. Chris, you were the nearest.
I was a little
Very
bit
well
out.
done.
I was a little bit out.
You were only 928 out.
I'm going to enter that competition.
You should take
next
that up.
year.
If you're looking at
Do it.
72 and thinking, it's like nothing, this is a new career. That's the end of that round. Jamie and Chris, if you move back to your original seats, and let's take a look at where that leaves our leaderboard. Anita Rani with 2 points, 3 points for Janet Ellis, 4 points for Mr. Jamie Theakston, and the lead at this early stage, Chris Ramsey with 5 points. Very nice. Shall we play another round?
Yes.
I never know what's coming up. Our contestants certainly never know what's coming up. Let's find out. It is broken karaoke. We have a broken karaoke machine. I'm afraid we should have had it fixed, but we didn't. What we're going to do is show you part of a well-known song, but because the karaoke machine is broken, we're only going to show you the first letter of each word, and you have to tell us what the song is. Your first song is from 1987. Buzz in if you know what this song is. Here we go.
Never
That-
going to give you.
Oh, here we go. That was that, Anita Rani.
Never gonna give you up,
Never going to let you down. Never going to turn around. There we go.
Very well done.
Here is your second one. This is a song from 2014. Chris Ramsey.
Is that from Frozen, Let It Go, Let It Go?
Let's take a listen.
Let it go, let it go,
think we've all probably heard.
Yeah,
Enough.
stop.
Vico's getting a bit annoyed about your buzzer skills.
Yes, you can see the tension.
Just let it go, Jamie, let it go.
Let's take a look at the next one. This is a song from 1968. Chris Ramsey.
Tom Jones, my, Delilah.
Oh.
Is it Delilah? Amazing.
So you got Let It Go.
Delilah. Tom Jones, very well played. Chris Ramsey. Come on, Janet and Jamie. Let's take a look at our next one. This is a song from 1980. That is Janet Ellis.
I think it must be Xanadu.
Could it be Xanadu? Should we take a listen? Very well done.
Classic.
This is the last one. Everybody has scored points in this round. I'm being told apart from Jamie.
I'm going to sit this one out.
Last one.
He's
Come on,
scored
Jamie.
plenty.
You can do this. What is this song? It is from the year 1984. Right in your ballpark,
Yeah.
Theakston. The rest of you might as well sit back. Jamie has got this. What is this song? Jamie Theakston.
It's Girl, All I Want Right Now Is You.
So what's the song?
Whoa, whoa, yeah.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to freeze you out, Jamie. What? And that was vicious. Janet was going for it. Anita?
I don't want your freedom. I don't want...
What's the song?
Girl, all I want right now is your freedom. I don't want...
Freedom
Yes.
is exactly the right answer. We finally got there. Very well done.
Come on, Jamie, sing along.
There we go.
That's so frustrating.
Freedom by George Michael.
So frustrating.
Really annoying.
You know what, Jamie? At least you don't have like a breakfast radio show every day.
Thank goodness for that.
How many times have you played that song?
Every day.
Every day. It's called Freedom.
Yes.
And that was Girl, All I Want Right Now Is You by... At the end of that round, let's see what's happened to the scores. I think Jamie's score is unmoved for various reasons. Ooh, look at this. We have three players in silver medal place. 3 points ahead. Chris Ramsey on 7.
We're coming for you, Chris.
Chris, have you thought about what prize you might... I know it's a little bit early, but a 3-point lead is not bad.
I like the look of that Sue Perkins pillow.
2 rounds to go. Here is round 4. Come on, everybody. Let's see what we're playing. Put your finger on it. This is another round on your tablets. If you take them out for me. I'm going to show you a series of pictures, and I simply want you to put your finger on the thing that I'm asking for. 1 point for each one of these you get right. OK, here is your first picture. I want you to put your finger on Dave.
Wow.
Which one of those is Dave? Has everybody had a go?
Yep.
Let's see what Anita has gone for. There's Anita. Chris, let's see if Chris agrees. Chris has disagreed. Janet Ellis, where have you gone? Janet agrees with Chris. Jamie Theakston. They've all gone for the one on the left, apart from Anita.
Yeah.
I just felt like Dave would be a guy with a flat cap on.
Whereas Chaz, less so. That's not a guy who's wearing a hat, is it? Let's see who's right. Which one of those two is Dave Peacock? Anita Rani, very well done.
Sorry, so he's a famous guy?
Is Dave out of Chaz and Dave a famous guy?
I just thought it was two random guys and you were like, one of these is my mate Dave, but you don't know him, so this is the game. It's like a 50-50
What sort of
chance.
game would that be?
Like flipping a coin. I genuinely was like, all right, Dave.
Do you not recognise Chaz and Dave?
No.
This is terror. This is the worst thing I've ever heard. What are they teaching them these days? It's
I'm really
just
sorry I've
random.
upset you. And tell your mate Dave I didn't mean anything by it.
That is, of course, Chaz and Dave, as every single person in Britain apart from Chris Ramsey knows. How you are leading, I do not know.
That's the thing. If you lot lose to me after that, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Let's take a look at your next picture. This is what I want you to do. Put your finger on, please. The usual location of the letter D on a keyboard. That's D for Dave, Chris. That helps.
Your mate Dave?
Yeah.
After all that, I'm going to...
Everybody locked in?
Yes.
Yeah.
OK, let's see where Anita Rani thinks the D key is. Chris Ramsey? Same place. Janet Ellis?
Non-touch typist
One
amongst us.
across. And Jamie Theakston.
Oh.
50-50.
50-50. Let's take a look. Where is the D key? Chris and Anita. Very well played, Anita, having a great round. Take a look at this picture, please. We need you to put your finger on the following. The person who is known as the stroke. Everybody locked an answer in? Everybody deeply confident? No. You're not confident.
Not confident.
No idea.
Let's take a look. Anita Rani, where have you gone? Chris?
Ooh.
Yeah, I guessed that as well.
Same place. Janet?
Ah.
Oh.
Are we going to get a clean sweep? Jamie?
Ah.
Gone for the back.
That was,
Let's see. People, which of those rowers is known as the stroke? Oh, I'm so sorry, Jamie. Oh, that has got to hurt. This show has taken such a turn for the worse for you in the last few minutes.
Disaster.
Points for everybody else. Here's your last question in this round. Here is your question. Can you point to the first man to walk on the moon? That sort of feels like it should be the easiest question in history, but it's not particularly easy, is it? Which one of those was the first man to walk on the moon? Everybody locked in?
yeah.
Let's take a look. Anita Rani.
Gone
Chris
for
Ramsey?
Buzz Aldrin. Because, in my head, Neil Armstrong made the famous quote, but he wasn't the first one to step onto the moon, was he? Or am I just really confused right now?
I am going to go for option B. Chris.
Yeah, I've went for Smiler on the left.
Janet.
Yeah, I've gone for Aldrin, actually, the same reason.
Jamie.
I went for Neil Armstrong.
So 2 Armstrongs, 2 Aldrins. Who was the first man to walk on the moon? Neil Armstrong.
Okay.
Buzz Aldrin was second, and that is Michael Collins in the middle. Poor Michael Collins, who no one chose, no one remembers. Should we take a look at the scores?
Yes.
Going into our final round.
Second.
Oh, tied third.
Coming for you.
Yeah.
Bronze medal position, Janet Ellis and Jamie Theakston. Anita Rani, 7 points. Maybe the only person who can catch our runaway leader, the man who doesn't know Chaz and Dave, Chris Ramsey on 10. Shall we play our final round?
Yes.
Okay. The final round is always the same, and it is always answer smash. Now, in this one, I'll show you 2 different questions, and the answers smash into each other. For example, if you saw a picture of my face and the question, which top 10 Daryl Hall and John Oates single was released in 1982, you would say Richard Osman Eater. Okay. That's what you have
Very
to do in this
good.
round.
As
Smash
good as
the
that.
2 answers. Let's see your first category. Sports Personality of the Year winners. A point for each correct answer. You lose a point if you buzz in and give me an incorrect answer. Here's your first one. In 2016, which musical about the US Founding Fathers received a record number of Tony nominations? Jamie Theakston.
Ian Both Hamilton.
Yes.
Ian Both Hamilton is the right answer. Well done.
Coming back.
Come on.
Here's your second one. Which actor played Robbie Jackson in EastEnders? Anita.
Torval and Dean. I can't remember his
I'm afraid
name.
you're locked out. Anita. Chris Ramsey.
Torval and Dean Gaffney.
Is the correct answer. Torval and Dean Gaffney. Well done, Anita. You lose a point there, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Here's your next one. Pop Goes Bark is the theme tune of which long-running BBC sports programme? Jamie.
Greg Rosetsky Sunday.
Is the correct answer, Jamie. Very well played.
That's very good.
Greg Rosetsky Sunday. Let's change categories now. The pictures are now going to be artistic masterpieces. Clues underneath them. Can you smash the answers together? Which part of a computer holds the memory and central processing unit? Janet.
Whistler's motherboard.
Very good.
Is the correct? That's very good. Whistler's motherboard.
Very good.
Can we give Janet 2 for that one? I think that's the best answer so far. Here's your next one. Which London-born chef has presented TV shows including Ready, Steady, Cook and Can't Cook, Won't Cook? Jamie.
Hey, Wayne.
Sorry, you are locked out, I'm afraid. Chris Ramsey.
Hey, Winsley Harriet.
It is the Hay Wainsley Harriet. That's exactly right.
You gave it to him.
Oh, Jamie.
I had
You
no
lose a point
idea
there.
Yeah,
what
you
that
got
painting
it.
was
It's good.
called.
Yeah.
I have never seen that painting in my life.
Oh, just gifted it to your
Yeah.
opponent. Two-shot
Really
swing.
did.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Here's your next one. What is the common name for the carnivorous plant Dionaea muscipula? Extra points at home. Oh, Janet Ellis.
Venus de flytrap.
It's not, I'm afraid. You're locked out. Anyone else want to have a go? You lose a point if you buzz in and give me an incorrect answer. No? I'm going to tell you, if you got this at home, extra points for you as well. The birth of Venus flytrap. That's so close, Janet.
So
Unlucky.
close.
Let's change categories. British Prime Ministers. Those are the pictures. There's clues underneath them. What is the current name of the airport that was known as London Airport from 1946 to 1966? Janet Ellis.
Edward Heathrow.
Edward Heathrow. Well played. You are good at this round,
Lovely
Janet.
picture of him. isn't it?
Very slimming. That is the end of the show. Shall we take a look to see who's won Monday's House of Games?
Yes.
I think we know. Our winner today is Mr. Chris Ramsey. Look at that. Very well played.
Wow, stormed ahead.
So close between the other three, but that is quite a victory.
Total fluke.
You've now got the rest of the week to try and...
No. I've got the rest of the week to sit back and relax.
What prize would you like to take home with you?
I would like the dartboard.
He's taking home the dartboard, everybody. Chris Ramsey with a House of Games dartboard. So let's take a look at our very first weekly leaderboard. 2 points each for Jamie and Anita. 3 points for Janet and 4 points for Chris. Very well played, everybody. That was a proper treat. Thank you so much. We'll see you again tomorrow. We'll see you again tomorrow as well on the House of Games.